I know we're starting a little early, but I wanted to get a little early to start. So, what we're looking at doing today is basically what we did over there. Is putting our little logging line basically just straight through here. We'll have it kind of go under and around. And we'll have these giant bridges, kind of like what we do over there, but over there. I would love to make it so that I can just, like, I'll just, have it be a parallel track and we'll grab it and move it over there. That's not how parallel tracks work for some reason. It's kind of annoying, I'm not gonna lie. Also, what happened? Why are you doing this? What? No, stop. Alright. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. That's a little annoying. But yeah, that's kind of the whole goal over there. What was this? 100 and something? Almost 200? It was a long, long distance. I know that much. Also, something else I want to do eventually is just kind of knock this chunk out here, put a little yard over here. Cars, coaches, all that gets kind of stored off this way. I would also like a turntable, probably built off of this point over here somewhere. So maybe just a small one, so that way, engines can come along, get turned around, come up and get onto whatever train they're taking, hopefully. Hopefully. That's the big one. I didn't realize I built it quite like this. Wild. Over here is built a little bit better. It's not great, but it's better. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of the current goal. Just gonna make sure I got my brakes on, put you into about as low as I can get you, please. There we go. No rolling away for the car. Okay, so that obviously means I'm going to need this, and we're going to go up by, I think we did what, 5%? 5.5%? Something like that. We went for about 165 meters, if I can recall correctly. I'm pretty sure it's about 165. And then it's a 5 meter at 0, and then a 5 meter at 0 off that 0, so. Come on. There we go. That doesn't look quite right lengthwise. It's really, really small. I think it's because I did about 20 meters originally. Hold on. Right. I'd have done about 20 meters of this at 5.5. And then off of that, I'd have done it again for about 165 meters. I know it's probably because there's also this hill over here, because this whole area is rising upward the entire time we're working with it. But yeah, that already looks a lot better. Wow. Ooh, okay. Just want to get a good look at this. So it's getting taller the further I go, which is good. That's what I want. So I'd also like for it to not be completely and totally bad. Okay, good. Check back onto there. Drop this down to 0 for hopefully about 5 meters. I don't think I can. I can't tell you. Okay, well 10 meters works, technically speaking. I'll go another 10 meters if I can. How do I control that? I'm just going to walk in closer to it. Okay. That'll be fine. Then off of here, we leave this one up here like this. I'm just going to go ahead and smash just straighten that one for a minute. Everything over here. Awesome. Just grab our walls again. And then I'm going to fly ourselves up to this point, basically. Ooh, wait, so that's going up. We'll put this up to about 1.5%. That's actually really good. That means that I can indeed connect those. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Nice, weird, tall bridge section. I would hate to be any engine trying to get through here. This would just be painful and suck. I mean, oh boy. I could just do a sky bridge, but I don't really want to. That sounds like it would be annoying. So I need to basically just copy this all to the other side. And, yeah. I'm not entirely certain what these are going to be used for, but something, eventually, presumably. Awesome. This is looking good. Feeling good. Feeling amazing. There we go. This is just going to show, like, oh yeah, that's... trains get around through here. If you don't know what a sky bridge is, technically I would put like decking of some sort up at this level, and I would have my engines go through the bottom of the decking, but like there's no way to control what the bottom of bridges look like really. So like it's hit or miss as to whether it would actually work. So that's not really a way to make a path down for people that would be, you know, stuck up at the top. So I guess the trains just kind of rattle along down through here. Something I want to do is grab the Shay and its cars and try running it up both sides of this. So that's what we're going to do. I don't think I have my brakes on, but I'm just going to run around and check. Those brakes suck a little bit. No, I don't. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Do a slight little bit of braking right now. Awesome. Just because we're over the points. What do I have over here actually? I just want to see, that way I can get a good gauge. Let's see, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 10-meter bit of track at the back. Okay, that's fine. This must be a lot taller than the other one. Yeah, this one looks like it's about the same actually. Okay, so we did the aluminium ones last time. Bridges, please. The steel ones, I want the aluminiums. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm really liking this little section. It's really wild coming through here now. 2, 3, 4. I think the porters might struggle getting things up and down through here, maybe, but hopefully they won't. I don't know, we'll see, we'll see. There's a good chance that they won't. Just 10 meters, please. Thank you. Then we'll grab the paralyzer. Sounds really bad, I should stop calling it that, but at the same time, that's basically what this thing is. Okay, cool. That looks really good, actually. I'm quite fond of this. Makes sense that they'd probably have the faster lanes not really get switched into a whole lot. Builds that they go underneath. So we'll see how the Shay does hauling its cars up and down each of these hills. I don't really know how well it's going to go for this thing. It's not necessarily fast, but like it's also not terribly slow. Technically, as long as it makes it up and down this side and this side, I'm perfectly happy with it, but we'll see. Yeah, that should be fine. I'm going for speed right away. just to see about getting uphill kind of quick. If we can't do it with speed, we'll try doing it with just pulling power. Did I not get that set correctly? Oh man, hold on. I thought I didn't change the point. What just happened? Did I not change the point twice? I looked at it. I went, well, that doesn't look like it's set correctly, so then I swapped it. Why did it not swap? Okay, now it's set correctly. I know for certain it is. If it doesn't work this time, it's just the game being weird. Which will actually make me a little bit mad. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, cool. I'm gonna get out of drive mode for a minute. Open up the door hatch. I get everything up and over these points, and then we will kind of just go ahead and swap everything around so that way I can just try pushing the other way. Okay. And brakes on, please. Thank you. Yeah, this thing caps out at like 7 miles an hour. It's wild. Okay. So we're on the other line. I don't think I've ever been on this line before. We'll see how it goes. That should be fine. It should be fine. Probably. I don't actually know. Let's see. I just want to see if I can haul these 6 cars. They're empty. But if we can get empty cars uphill, it should be alright for most things. Bigger engines will be pulling most of everything. Chloe here will basically just become like a station pilot. Slow but strong. Well, holding pretty good so far, speed-wise. As more of this starts to get onto the... Yeah, we're starting to lose some power, so we're just going to 100. As more of that gets onto this level across, onto this upward hill momentum thing, we're going to start losing a little bit of speed and tractive effort. Oh, we're losing a lot more than I thought we were going to. I'm going to try Sanders for now. Might help a little bit. No. Sadly. That's fine. This thing isn't really going to be doing any of the upward momentum anyway, too much on these hills. This thing is just kind of slow and weak in general. It's really weird. I don't know why they didn't do something more with it. They could have. I should actually get this thing onto the right track now, though. So this middle path is basically just like for, you know, the fast goods and trains, like express trains and stuff. Not that there's really like true express, but like, you know. We shall see. I really do gotta go on Railroads Online and edit this funnel. I want the other one. There's no way to do it in-game, which is dumb. There should be like a customizer on the tool wheel. Like, oh, you bought the engine? Okay, well, if you want to upgrade this engine, you gotta have the money to do so. So, like, if you wanted to put, like, a different headlamp on, you'd be like, ah, I want this headlamp. And they'd be like, sure, that's $50. And be like, cool, here you go. And I'd be like, there you go, thank you. That sort of thing. I don't know why they don't. It feels super bizarre that they just don't have any sort of, like, way up. Like, way to, like, because you can't, like, change the numbering or anything on your engines, which is stupid. Something else that should probably be changed is the fact that the engines, their numbering, or the engine's like just being destroyed instead of being sold. I don't know why that's a thing. It's very annoying. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. That could be. I'm not sure though. Let's get one of these put in. Awesome. We'll put a stopper here at the end just for now. Just a temporary piece. I really do want to have a whatchamacallit though somewhere. Maybe over here would work somewhere? I don't know. At this point the yard is kind of set how it's going to be. I just wish I had a turntable. That'd be super nice. Kill to have a turntable. Where would I connect one? Maybe over here somewhere? Can I? Hold on. I just want destruction actually. Thank you. Yeah, what if I do something like this? That might work. I will knock this out too though. Well, I cannot because that's part of the landscape. Right. Forgot. Okay, so what I'm just gonna do is just say fuck it and run this chunk of track all the way down to the edge here. Will that work? Yeah, that technically would work. Okay. Would work. I'm so fun. Awesome. So we're just gonna run it down like this, because this should sit pretty flush with everything. Just be a little bit weird looking, probably. Yeah. Yeah. That looks fine. It shouldn't even cause an issue because they're literally at the same straightness. At least they should be. If they're not, I'm going to be very, very annoyed. Trust me, game. You won't like it when I'm annoyed. There we go. Get a little pulling power going. Okay, and once we stop moving, we go into speed. Now, you might be wondering, why am I facing this way instead of the other way that I have been facing? The answer is... Oh, that works really good, actually. Damn. No wobble, no nothing. We'll just kind of roll through. Good, good, good. That is what I like to see. Oh yeah, I'll put on our brakes though. So, to answer that question, that actually looks really cool because it has all like the different like wood. It looks like it's really hammered in. I don't know why. But to answer the question of why I'm facing this way, last time we made the discovery that hold on, I'm going to be starting my track from. What's this? Oh, those are the bridges. I was like, what the hell is over there? Oh, right, bridges. They just don't show up very well normally. If I go up this way, we found that there's this huge open like canyon space that kind of goes around through here and kind of connects up along to there. So that's kind of my goal, is to go from here to here, load up my logs, run it back around down to somewhere along here, follow down through this little industry space that I'm making, run it down until we get to the sawmill, and then drop everything off that we need at the sawmill. We're gonna make like a, well, I'm gonna try to make it like a runaround loop anyway, so that way when you're dropping stuff off, you can just kind of come back up and around, jump onto this chunk of track, run down, past up and around, and we'll kind of keep doing that basically forever. The one problem that I'm having is I'm trying to remember how to actually get over there. Because, right here should help a little bit. Alright, I was already flying. Yeah, right over here it looks like it's completely pulled in, which I thought I recalled. It's good to know that it still is. So the goal, instead of trying to be going up and around and doing everything, is to basically just cut out some of these lines that I've got going right now. Run the track around this way and through this canyon, basically. This shorter route does technically work, but I'm not a huge fan of it. It's kind of annoying. Technically speaking, I could start doing so right about here, actually. I didn't even realize this was looking like this right here. That's crazy. Yeah, this works right here works perfectly. So that's probably what I'm going to do. You might be noticing that the cordwood line technically connects, but also doesn't connect at the same time. It's a little bit annoying. I will work on that somehow. I'm probably looking at doing two of the same type of switch. Switch left. Yeah. We do two switch lefts, and we just connect the rest of this back up with this junk here. Oh, good. This is pointing down. Oh, right. I forgot about that. Interesting. Interesting. I may just destroy this line here, just have a straight one line down policy, because if I go further back up this way, or destroy this line here and have this be my only track, one way or the other. This connects to my point to swap down onto the track over here, which I could do. I don't really know. And then I'm just trying to see which track connects to more stuff. Which one's more important? It's looking like it's probably this track over here. So unless I want to just have this one here be like a... Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Hold on. Yeah, that's fine. Basically this track here... Oh, I did that was backwards. Oopsies, hold on. Okay. Now we destroy this track too. Awesome. Just trying to remember how to do this correctly. Because I want to have this chunk of track go from here to over there and connect onto that track. So, yeah, I think I see how I do that. Maybe it was right. No, it definitely was not. Whatever. It's fine. I don't like this one exactly. Let's go with this one. This is the one I usually use for little jobs like this. Awesome. This just will connect straight up onto there. We'll go straight back. I mean, at this point, I don't need the rest of this at all. I can just connect these chunks of track up together. Yeah, that's what we'll do. It'll be alright. Ooh, that will. Okay. Amazing. So this track becomes a one track, which will continue all the way up to the top. Basically, this is like the siding track. You kind of just like sit here while another train comes down the mountain or whatever past you. And then you can try to go up the mountain. I do mean try. You're not getting up this fucking mountain with most engines. At least not the ones we have unlocked currently. We've only got the real low tier engines, which is fine. I don't personally care for them, but whatever. It's not even that I don't like them, it's just they're not quite as good as I was hoping that they would be. So, but yeah, this all will get torn up and out. Which leads me to another question. Because I do want a second path over here, obviously. What I technically want is for this to just be a one track for a while and then split off into another little track where... Actually, that might work. Hold on. This is just temporary. I will be swapping out that faster. Let's make it right correctly right now. Okay, so then we do that, and then we grab out that same right switcher piece. Drop it onto there. That way, worst comes to worst, engines coming up and down can still get to the right spots. It's just that this one turns off that way. Yeah. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. That'll work. I'm making like a tramway, but I'm not too upset about that, to be honest with you. Oh, right. Interesting. Okay, so with that in mind, let's just pull the right switches back a little bit. So that should give me more space to do that with. Yeah. Good, great, wonderful. I'm gonna grab stone foundation pieces and we'll fix that too. But I want to change this one from dirt. We'll just go straight stone all the way down. It'll be fine. We'll fix this. Not super sure how this is gonna work or look. Oh my god. Yeah, it's already upset because it's road 9.5 down. Where does this connect to? Over here. Over here. Yeah. I can see now why I didn't do this originally. Oh boy. That is quite the, yeah. Okay, that's fine then. We'll be fine. This has got to go up to 18.5. Full up there. Lovely. That looks pretty good. That looks very, very good. And then we're going to have another chunk of track that sort of like rounds off that way. Because that's going to be the way up and down to the main way up and down anyway. Technically I didn't need to rebuild a lot of this, but it's fine. I'd rather rebuild it. It makes me feel a little bit better. Also, I'm going out of the straight track mode into the free track mode, just so that I can say, haha, please connect. Why won't you connect? Thank you for doing your job and connecting for once. And we do the same thing over here. Awesome. There we go. I don't want to know what this is actually at, because I'm already sure I know. I'm assuming we're looking at probably... Oh yeah, well that's a -6, -7. Interesting. For like a billion fucking miles. That's good. That's great. That's what we love to see. This will also just act as a little bit of a straightway, so this should get a little bit better around here. Presumably. We'll see. We'll see. This way, technically, if you're coming down the mountainside, you're gonna be fine. Maybe. Don't quote me on that, because fuck it, I don't know if you're gonna be fine. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see anyway. Do a quick save. I don't know. I don't know. This is always stressful to me. I would like for this cordwood line, or this chunk of the cordwood line, to connect up to the rest of these. I want this to just kind of become one other... Yeah, hold on. I think we're gonna knock this out, make it just another, come along into one, make it a loop, connect up to there somewhere. I would actually like to do something else. Hold on. Can I connect these? I could probably connect these. Somewhere up here I can connect these. I am almost positive of it. Okay, so build like that. This needs to go up probably a while more. Something like that. Let's go back to about 10 actually. Nine point six or 9.8. Do 9.6 first. Maybe 9.8. I will get us there eventually. It's off by like just one, so we'll do 9.7. Yeah, 9.7 works. Because then what we'll do is we'll just build a single loop that connects onto that track there somewhere. Yeah, that'll work perfectly fine. I think they're called balloon loops, technically, but... might be a little bit off, but it shouldn't be bad. There we go. Yeah, that looks pretty good, actually. Surprised that worked as well as it did. This is what I wanted to build in the Pinewood Valley world, but I couldn't because there just wasn't enough space. Okay. Yep, that looks a little bit better through here. I just want to make sure that this down here can actually be gotten to, yes, because you're coming from down that way. Yeah. Yep. I'm just being a little bit inattentive, a little crazy. I think we could also do something with this little chunk of stretch line. I'm not too certain yet, but we'll do that. I fixed over here, right? Yeah, I did. Okay, good. Yeah, they work. That's wild, though. Damn. I'm gonna see if I can knock out some of this stone wall over here. Connect it up somewhere back here. Oh, easily. Yeah, hold on. I think I can do it back here somewhere. Where's my straight? Right there. Oh, okay. That does work. That does work. Just technically speaking, as long as I have these points set correctly to kind of pull you off this way, you can just come up and around all willy-nilly and do that no problem. Intriguing. No, it's not going to work. I need to do something more like a right switch on top of here. That should work. I wish I was in flight mode. I should have been. Well, we'll see if it actually works the way I want it to or not. It should. It looks like it'll be fine. I think we're doing quite alright, honestly. I don't know. We'll see what happens, I guess. There we go. There. That looks pretty good, actually. That's better. So then when you're coming back down this way, yeah, I mean, it's pretty rare you'll be able to get anything up this way, apart from like really strong engines. Then we'll come down this way, probably about neck brake speeds. Put onto this weird tray. Come back down and around. I don't know. Be wild. God damn it, I'm still massively terrible. I'm just gonna remove these entirely, I guess. I don't really need it that way, so... There we go. Okay. Something like this. if I already have that up there, I don't need this back. I'll just leave this one up here, it'll be easier. Bye-bye. Okay. Just clean up over here a little bit more. A lot of junctions over here, though. Jeez. Quite a lot of them over here. Dang. That's wild. That is absolutely wild. Damn. Okay, well, let's come back down to here. Because if I come from here, puffing down this way, puffing down this way, I would like another straight stretch to right here. That should be fine. Looks pretty good, actually. That should work pretty well. That way, if you're coming down this line, right, I did that right? Yeah, that way if you're coming down this line, you can still get onto this line if you're trying to run back to the main area for whatever reason. We'll see. I might pick up a 10 mil once I get that far. Yeah, this guy. It's a Mason Bogey. It's based on the 10 mil, which is, to my knowledge, preserved. It is quite a bit stronger than this one. So, who knows? This might work pretty okay. It might work pretty okay. We'll see. So it's this thing, but that one's a lot weaker. It's actually weaker than this. But it is a cute little shunter. Be a little nice little yard engine. I might put it down at the depot. Maybe. Or I'll leave it up top doing something. I'm not sure. I really am looking for strong engines. Again, weaker than... it's actually stronger than the... No, it's weaker. Okay. But it is your first I'm surprised this thing is as strong as it is. Jesus. Oh, 8,000 pounds of force. That's pretty good. Compared to the Glenbrook, it's stronger than... It's stronger than what I usually run as Janet. Damn. Yeah, I might actually have to, stronger than the Bell's Gap. Percival does beat it by about 1,000 pounds of force, which, not that bad. Percival has always been one of my strong engines. I could pick up this... I really hope you can change the name on the tender. I don't know why it comes with the base Denver Rio Grande. So I want to name it something like Jackal over on the back there. I can, right? Yeah. Yeah, okay. I don't know why it defaults to Denver and Rio Grande on the back. None of the other engines do that. That's really weird. This guy's pretty strong for a level 3 as well. It's a... Oh, 460. Oh, damn. Slightly bigger than a Mogul. Because a Mogul is a 260, if you didn't know. I might pick this guy up. We do have the Moscow that we could do too, which is pretty strong. It's wood fired. I do like the Moscow, it's really cute. 280. Jesus. That's a consolidation, I think. Most tender engines have a special name based on their wheel layouts, so like I'd have to look them up, I forget. Pretty sure it's a local. It's a consolidation. Then a 460 is a 10-wheeler. Okay, I guess that's a little weird. It's not really. I mean, it's 10 wheels, but 260 is a Mogul. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's a Mogul. So yeah, this is a consolidation. That 460 we looked at is a 10-wheeler. And Janet's base form that you look at, that 260, is a Mogul. I thought I was right. You know, sometimes it doesn't hurt to look. You can actually look here. It says this is a Cook Mogul. That's why. It's got 2 pilot wheels, 6 driving wheels, no trailing wheels, or leading wheels, pony trucks. The 2 front wheels here that are not connected to your pistons that can turn. They're on a swivel body. I mean, they can only turn so far before they run into this piston back here, which is why, you know, a lot of tank engines didn't have those, so that they could get into yards, which were a lot tighter, and do shunting there. But yeah, they added these mostly to help balance the engine. If I understand correctly. This is the coal version now, or with the wood version, which is, I think, about the same strength. It's the coal, that's the wood. Yeah, they're the same strengths. One of them uses coal, one of them uses wood. The wood one also has a snowplow built into its frame, which I really wish was the case on all the cowcatcher engines. That, like, it was just something you could buy if you have a train that has a cowcatcher, which is most of the trains, or locomotives. Trains are different from locomotives. A train is a locomotive or a steam engine or whatever with cars behind it. So if you just see a singular locomotive sitting here like this, it's a locomotive. If you look at my Shay, it's currently hooked up to a whole bunch of stuff, so that's a full train. But I would not mind having Dell back. I do like Dell. He's strong. He's worth nearly, well, he is worth 2 Shays, but he's worth nearly 3 if he was just a tiny bit better. A little bit bigger boiler, better piston layout, you know, geared up a little bit more. You'd probably be slower, but what are you gonna do? And, oh, the Heisler is actually weaker than the... Huh. How does that work? No, wait, how does that work? Because it takes both Dell and... That's weird, because it takes Dell and it takes Percival working together to go from that... That's weird. But she does it herself. How? Clara, how do you do this to me? Why? Teach me. Teach me your ways. Then we got the ruby basins. I fucking love the ruby basins, man. They're so pretty. God, they're so pretty. One of my favorite engines in the game. Which I know is weird, considering I don't ever touch them. But, like, I don't know. Say what you want to me about the ruby basin. I love the ruby basin. Got some quick consolidations. Again, this is a consolidation. As you can see, it's that 280 class. So, if you want to, if you're ever looking to remember what certain engines are, you just gotta look in the game and go, oh yes, this wheel type is associated with this part of the name. The cook is just the builder. That's why it's a cook's consolidation. That's just that class of locomotive is a consolidation. Then you got the Climax, which is slower, but like way stronger than the Heisler, which is fun. I don't mind the Climax. The one engine that I am not a fan of currently is the Shay. I don't know. I feel like the Shay is lacking. But yeah. Eventually. I am stalling a little bit. I don't want to go back to building the track. It is actually starting to annoy me. But we'll do it. For science. Okay. So what I really want is actually to grab this. We're going to be in this basic mode, but I want to... let's get you reset to that. Let's get you up to about 50. Pull you straight out. Oh. Oh. Wait, what? Why is it so... Is it because it's in 50? Hold on, let me drop it back down to 10. Interesting. I don't know why it does that. Come on. You and I both know you're going to need to drop a little bit. We'll do 2.5. It should be solid enough to last for a little while. Please? Oh my god. Please? Okay, well, I see that didn't work at all. I mean, I still have more space to go that way to get it to be a lot more shallow on the rise, but Jesus Christ, I didn't want it to be this tall. This is so awful. I could have probably dropped it to like 3%, but I don't know. Yeah, fuck it, that's what we'll do. We'll do 3% at whatever we're looking at here for this. I'm just looking for it to drop at all, even slightly. Let's do something more like that, because I do want it to be about 3% here. And we'll go for about 30 meters if possible. Oh, easily. Amazing! Hooray! Now please keep doing that. The 3% is very nice. I much prefer 3%. Something here is working. I mean, it's trying to work anyway. Okay, I guess we'll stop you there for now. It's at 3% down, which isn't bad. It's just really fucking wide over here. Actually, hold on. Why am I trying to force myself to build it right here? I can do something even better. Hold on. Fuck it. Give me this. Give me this. Yes, technically speaking, normally I would want this to be like a straight, but like, yeah. Can we go back to whatever we were on? Yeah, thank you. Let's go straight off this way. What I want to try to do is wrap it up and around and go down that way, along the edge of the mountain. I think that'd be a little bit better. So we'll see if we can. I might have to go into free build for a little bit of this. I'm not too sure. I don't want to use free build mode, because they're rather annoying, but we'll see. Alright, hold on. I'm looking to move this about 50. Well, right now the issue is running into that. If I do something like the 30 is going to be really tight. Whoa. Do something more like 50, would that work? And it's still going to be really tight, and it's going to run me straight into this wall. I think 40 is my best bet of kind of my best answer here. Put it at about 40 at about 27 meters, and then just let it go straight from there. Yeah. Yep, that's what we'll do. For just about 27 meters. Awesome. Amazing. Let's get this straightened back out. Should have tapped 100, I guess. Could do by now, but awesome. So this will just continue straight on this way. And because of how this is looking right through here, I'm going to convert it into that stone wall, because I prefer the stone wall. Oh. Oh yeah, no, this would be painfully impossible if it weren't free. Hello, how you doing? About 45. That should work. That should work. I know for a while they were talking about like making trees cost money to cut down and stuff too at one point. It's like, oh, that would suck. Please don't do that. But yeah, welcome back. How you doing? I have officially decided to try to A, rebuild a bunch of this chunk of the line, which we'll see how that goes. But B, I am just going around and I'm making another route up and onto this goddamn place. This is stressing me out a little bit. I do apologize, but I've currently got this worked out pretty okay. Kind of come through straight on this chunk of track. Go straight. Is that why I had it set up that way? I think it is. Interesting. That's right. We will go ahead and rebuild up this chunk of track. Not too crazy. 5 meters. Look, I don't have to claim to be very smart. That should work pretty good, actually. That worked perfectly. But yeah, no. It's a learning curve with this map specifically. So technically I still do have that one lane of track to always get up to here, so I'm not too concerned. have this way that leads in, that's kind of nice. This way that leads this way, which is kind of nice. Also, I built a giant balloon loop. I think that's what it's called. I mean, I built a massive loop either way. This thing took forever. But it's pretty smooth. Follows straight down onto there, and it's nice. Not gonna complain. It's a fun little chunk of yard anyway. I'm a little bit worried about this chunk of the track being a touch funky, for lack of a better word. Because this chunk of track will be what leads me down to the, it'll be what leads me down over to my lovely little turn section over here. I don't know why this looks as bad as it does. I don't know what happened here. It's a little bit weird, I'm not gonna lie to you. But it's fine, it's working for now. That's all that I needed to do. So yeah, this technically has a one track all the way down to the edge if I ever need to get out there for some reason, which I shouldn't. This also just kind of leads me out and down towards the farm area, just so that we can kind of blast past it and go to the, yeah. My current goal is kind of just build up and around along this mountain, try to go downwards a little bit, so that we can get to about over here. And just sort of have a little lovely little straight track going off that way. It'll be a lot easier for me personally to do it that way, I think. We'll see though. Also just building with these. Why won't it let me? Hello? Okay, there we go. So I'm going to go about 130 on my turns. You could do 70. 70 might work. I mean, it's going to be a long chunk of track, but go about 3% down. Does that work? We go about 2.5% down. Okay, so that's what that one connects to. This is already looking a lot better than what it was originally. Not gonna lie to you. I do wonder if there's a mod that makes it so that it costs money to do some of this stuff. Surely there is. Let's go back up to 100 and get this straightened out. Oops. Okay. That's at 0. I do want to keep going down at about 2.5% or more. That should be fine right there. I kind of want to get up to that ridge over there and follow that if possible, so just going to grab more of this wall. Now we're going to come out to over here, and I'm going to hit 5, and we're going to hopefully see that it's, yeah, about 1.2% down, about 1% down. It's not too terrible. It'll be a lot easier for a lot longer if we put it out that way. There. I think that looks fine. Of course, I'm not the one that's running an engine up and down it right now. Nobody is. can switch to free mode, hold control, and you can build a perfect street track. Really? Hold on. I want to try that. I was not aware that was a thing. I would much rather it be that way. Don't do whatever that is. Control. I don't think that just seems to straighten out the track. I mean, yes, it keeps me at the same 2.5% elevation, but it is interesting. You have to keep that in mind. Okay, let's just do this one for now, though. Put you at another, like, 70. Technically, I don't think I should drop below 100, but... Yeah, no, I imagine it would be, but I can't get it to turn while I'm in that. It just builds the track completely flat and straight, which, like, is fine. It's just not what I'm going for in the moment. Oh, I see what you mean. Never mind. I'm being difficult. I understand now. You mean going like this? Hold on. Because, yeah, then this chunk of track is just straight to that -1%. I see. That is actually rather clever, I'm not going to lie to you. A long chunk of track, isn't it? I don't know. I'm still back here, and I've got to go all the way through the valley. I'm just trying to get down low enough right now along the edge of this that it looks fine to go back into dirt. I will be happy when I can finally successfully be like, hey, I'm okay to use the dirt pathway again, or the dirt roads again, or whatever. Roadways, whatever you want to call it. Mushrooms. Oh, they're so cute. Can I build them? They're probably under plants, right? Wait, mushrooms? No. Trees? Mushrooms? Also no. Can I not build mushrooms? I'm really sad if I can't build the mushrooms. I'm not going to lie to you. Please? Mushrooms? Mushrooms? No? Oh. What the fuck? So I've only got a certain amount of mushrooms in the world? That's dumb. Man. That's cool though. What a cougar. There aren't cougars in missions. I heard one, but... yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and do more wall, just in the regular 5 mode that I was doing. Am I doing it at 0%? I should definitely be doing like 1.5% down. Preferably most of the whole way here. Okay, let's pull you to about 70. That should be fine. We'll do 70.5. Oh. I see. This is very, very slow. Okay, that looks pretty good actually. So I'm gonna swap over to regular dirt. What the hell? Whoa. Oh. I did not know I could do this. What? How am I doing that? Interesting. Let's get this set back up to the 100 though. Okay. I'm actually looking to go this direction some. It's about -1%. Hoping this won't be too difficult to get up and down. I'm a little bit worried about this, I'm not gonna lie to you. So we're gonna knock that out. Let's just go down by 0.5% for now. That should work a little bit better. Let's save my previous instructions. Probably not, no. Yeah, mostly. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's just go down by 0.5. I was hoping I could be on the dirt by now. Technically. Yeah, that does work. Pull it back to about here. I don't know. I got like 40 meters should be fine. Clipping into the ground over here. You are not, actually, anymore. Lovely. That makes me so happy. At least you've stopped clipping into the ground. That should make my life a little bit easier. And now will just go straight pretty much indefinitely. So, let's drop you down to about 2.5%. Ah. 1.5. Back up to 0. That looks pretty good. And I go to like 10. 10.5. That'll be fine. Meters. I'm really hoping I never, ever have a breakdown on this chunk of track, because I don't think it would work very well if I did. Is that going to be a problem? No, it's underneath the rails. Oy vey. That should go away eventually. Right? Yeah. Should have you come look at my, should have you look at my, oh. That should be alright, I think. It looks like it's mostly just visually there, not actually physically there. I don't know, we'll see. Have you look at Pine Valley sometime. That would be entertaining. Pine Valley has a lot of interesting quirks right now. I'm also going to knock that tree away from the line. Would a bridge work better here, I wonder? Yeah, it might actually. Hold on. Break that away. So I can just connect these back up with stone, I'm pretty sure. Let's grab this wooden trestle bridge. I think going this way is how I will just do it at 5 free mode thing. No, that is actually the exact opposite way the way I wanted it, surprisingly. Wow, who would have thunk it? I was wrong. I don't know why I grabbed that bridge. It's not what I wanted. But yeah, no. So if you look at Pine Valley sometime, it's not a bad map. It's definitely not what I wanted to do with it, I think. That looks better, actually. I do like that a little bit more. I liked having it as just a bunch of stone, but like I do like this would look a little bit better right through here. Feels a little bit more, I don't know. I saw that earlier. Why am I still worried about it? You know, I'm worried about it because it's me. And I worry about a lot of things. Let's just do 5. Just to get up and over this part. 45 meters. That's fine. There should be a way to choose what side you're trying to add the parts of the stuff onto. I think that would be much better for the game. Mainly just for me, but like just for the game in general, I think it'd be better. That's kind of a sharp drop right there, I think, but we'll see how it works. Is that really sharp? I can't tell. Not really a fan of how I'm curving this right here, I guess. Look at that. That's some big splits. So I think we'll just do stone right through here if that's the case. Just hello, stone track. Please connect to this other stone track. Theoretically, actually, hold on. Theoretically. I'm doing all sorts of stupid things theoretically, but we'll see how well this works. If I ask you to connect onto right there, then that whole path is A, curved, but B, also kind of going up and down the entire time. I don't know. I don't know. I find it might work. It might work. This might be okay. I'm not sure yet. There's a lot of space right here where water can get in, but that's fine. Nice little use of like a weird bridge chunk. It's not going to stop an engine, but it's going to look cool right there at least. Now let's focus up on this now, because this is at a flat, and we're going to start dropping again right through here, which is fine. I'm fine with that. But I would rather we go down at that 1.3% for a little bit, or leave 45 meters. One section where there's a little bit of extra dirt should be fine. What about 10 meters? Doing this 10.5. There we go. Amazing. Let's just knock that out. Put some stone wall in place there, I think, because that'll look a little bit better. Yeah, the stone wall there looks a little bit better. Like they're trying to not wash out the rails. Awesome. So got a bunch of switched lefts and start getting this however it needs to be. Let's connect up to here. I kind of like all these rocks around here. It's really cool. It's a shame I had to get rid of those too. Really, really is a shame, actually. I really liked those rocks. It's probably a weird thing to like, but like, I don't know, the rocks, man. What do you want? I love me some rocks. Rocks are probably one of the coolest things on the fucking planet. There we go. I'm surprised this is looking as good as it is. What else? Maybe I am learning something. And that something is to do things a little bit weirdly. Just like that now. Okay. 16 meters. That's not what I said to do. You actually showed me the clip-on sign even. About 5 meters. And I'll put the bridge in between. What did I just do? Oh. I saw movement out of the corner of my eye. I was a little bit concerned. I realized what it is now, though. I didn't know I still had that tab open. Looking up different engine classifications. Being crazy. Damn it. That was the wrong thing to close. Might lose connection for a few seconds. Give me 1 second. I'm not sure. No, I didn't. Cool. Intriguing. Anyway. That. Okay, there we go. Would 5 meters have worked better here? I might have actually. Let's do that instead. Let's grab about 5 meters of wall with rail. And we'll put the bridge. Yeah. There we go. Kind of a weird stretch, I'm realizing, but it does work, so I'm not going to complain too hard. Honestly, this whole adventure this way is kind of fun, not gonna lie. I might actually just build like a little tiny siding over here. Just something small, like a water, like getting water station basically. Why can I not say words? What? Jeez. So, in order to do that, I'm thinking the best way to do that is probably just to have this track do a lot of the work. Theoretically. It looks a touch weird. They are both on the same side, so I'm not too concerned. So let's just build a straight bit of track for, I don't know, 30 meters? Should be, screw it, we'll do about 55 meters, 60 meters, 60 meters. 60 meters should be long enough for most of the trains I'm running up here, so that way the engine can, stop to get water and not, explode, hopefully. So it's just a nice little spot to have as like emergency parking. Oh no, things are going wrong situation. But we will see. Hello, world? Why did you take my mouse from me, world? I like my mouse. My mouse is my friend. Why did you do this to me? I do the same thing over here though. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good actually. I'm having fun. I have given it a little bit of thought through the area, and thankfully most of my angles through here are about 1 to 2%, so, well, 3% at the highest, but thankfully I think that'll be fine. Most of this is pretty solid. I'm going to make this into more of that bridge actually, because I think that looks a little bit cooler. Like the stone can hug right up inside of the wall thing. That's perfectly fine. I would rather have the bridge be the main thing through here, because then, you know, water can flow out from the bridge. Actually, hold on. What if... Hold on, where's my turning part of the bridge? We'll just delete right here. Yeah. So we can have bridge on the straight sections, but have wall on the not straight sections. I'm so smart. I am so smart. I am so smart. SMRT, I mean SAMRT, I am so smart. Yeah, that should work. Because the water will roll down to there. Even if it builds up, it should just flow out through there. That should work. Makes the stone foundation work come back a little bit stronger. The bridges are mainly only on the straight sections. Which is kind of a rule of thumb I have personally with wooden bridges, is that they should probably be mostly just straight and flat. Well, you know, they can be a little angled, but they should definitely just be straight. Wooden bridges don't tend to curve a whole lot IRL, I've noticed. Weird thing to have noticed, maybe, but I did notice it. Anyway. This through here is actually looking really good. Damn. Color me impressed. Have another little chunk of straight bridge. It does have a little bit of a slope to it, but that's okay. We love our bridges. Have this lovely, weird little misshapen mess going on over here. I may have to hit this with a touch more work eventually, but this should work. See, I would love to put a firewood facility somewhere over here, but I don't think I can. There's not really enough space for that. So, we'll just put a water tower down somewhere over here. I'm not too certain on what color of water tower I want just yet. I would also like it to have the foundation, because the foundation ones are just nicer. Maybe gray? I like the gray. The gray is actually not bad. So I think I'm going to do gray or wood. But the gray does match with the rest of my world. I'm going to do the yellow with the gray topper. That's kind of cool. We'll do yellow with the gray top. Did I not grab the right one? It didn't lock on to anything. Usually they lock on to my tracks. Why didn't you lock on at all? Hello? Was I in fly? Maybe it was because I was in fly mode. We'll try that again. Or do I need to put down... Thank you. It's like, where did it go? No. Oh, God. No. Maybe I need to... I could just be FK, so I need to add a bunch of embankment, which is fine. I can do that. Embankment is one of my favorite things to add. Don't you know? Don't you know? Don't you know? I would rather have the embankment actually be on the same level, but this works, technically speaking. Interesting. So that's... Well, please. This should be straight now. Yes, mostly. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty straight. So then we'll take and build this one out the same way. I do actually like the idea. Hold on. There we go. That over here is something like that, maybe. Interesting. No, we're already getting a weird gap. Look at that. Okay. That's okay. Just grab and pull it more into this embankment. That should be pretty straight. That is not straight in the slightest. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I can undo from here now, so. That looks pretty straight. That looks basically like the exact same angle I took last time. At least it's lined up this time, though. So, it's kind of annoying to have to do. There we go. And we'll just go straight off this one over here, and it should keep it mostly straight. Don't really know how many rows of this I need, but a couple probably wouldn't hurt. There we go. Yeah, let's try it right about there. I want to do one long strip, if I can. I think I can. We're looking pretty okay for now. No, it did actually get weird horribly at the end. Okay, well, let's undo that then. Right up to that, maybe? That should work. I think we're going into the other foundation. Yep, we're definitely going into the other foundation. Okay, but why though? Alright, that's alright. Just trying to get enough space for the water tower to connect in, like it did on Pine Valley. Maybe it doesn't work here. That's a possibility. I hadn't thought about that. No, it definitely does work here. The game was just being weird. Weird and hateful the game was being. But yeah, that should work. Because then we can have ourselves an engine sitting there, getting water. I can also just kind of go through and delete all this foundation now. It's all just temporary stuff. It's never going to be keeping it. There we go. So it just lines this up perfectly, basically. I think I'm going to make this like an emergency runoff thing. Like an engine, you know, escapes. It's like, oh no, the engine's running away. Whatever will we do? We have to stop it, sort of situation. This is on the wrong side then. I don't want to do that then. There we go. That way we don't run into the switcher over here. But that way, you know, you can have like a guy that comes out and he's like, oh god, there's a runaway over here. Everybody, quick. So 40 minus 7.30. 32.7. I thought so. Let's grab out our regular rail. I'm going to grab this, run this along for 32.7 meters. Lovely. Bumper. Perfect. That thing's not really stopping anything, it's just more there for show. But something I want to do is grab some wall without rails. Can I? I can. Lovely jubbly. This is basically what I wanted to do. If you have a runaway, it's... what the hell? No, that's not where I said to place that. Did it connect onto the other thing? Maybe it connected on. Oh yeah, it's totally just connecting on right there. If I do something like this, it should connect on. Yeah, there we go. I have a bit of a 10 meters going down for 28 meters. So there's nothing going onto there. And there we go. Nothing is ever going up onto here. This is just kind of like how they built their stop mechanism. Coming down from that hill there. I think that makes some sense. It's like a, hey, please don't go any further, Mr. Train. If you do, well, you're definitely being destroyed. But yeah, no, I imagine that the crews would definitely jump clear if their train was going at that thing uncontrollably. I mean, the way I basically play Railroads Online is by playing it offline, so that's already a great name. So I actually do this perfectly. I think I did this perfectly. I know this probably isn't likely going to stop any actual trains, but like, also, I like to imagine that trains are stopped by this. It's just they smash into it. I mean, they're definitely obliterated if they do, but you know. Technically, what I should have done, I still could actually, technically, because it's 40 meters. I gotta remember that. But if I grab out embankment 1, and I just have it go up by like 3% for 40 meters. 3% for 40 meters might sound like a lot, but I assure you it's really not. Oh, maybe it is. What the fuck? Okay, interesting. Whatever. I need that, 32.7 meters of this. Did I say 3? Why did that not sit very well? Ah, screw it. We'll just add it onto here. No one will notice. So 3 meters here. 32.7. That should work. And we'll build our little lovely switch thing there. And that is definitely like the, hey, please stop. Don't want you going any further. Oh, that's actually kind of funny. I do love that. I hate it, but I love it at the same time. The hope is between these two things. Well, the hope is that between the fact that you're going on a straight for a while, and also the fact that, you know, it's a little bit of an elevation, that you'll slow down somehow. Especially if you have your brakes going on the straights, on a little bit of an upward. If you don't, then you jump clear of your engine and it smashes into the stone wall here and presumably dies, I guess. I don't know. Honestly, I'm rather impressed that this is looking as okay as it is for once. This thing is just going to go straight. I don't think that's in the way. Let's see. Nah, this is looking good. This is looking great. I don't even think Percival would run into that. Percival's a big boy. Chunky. I love Percival, though. He's such a good engine. I would love to have Percival on this map. I would love to have almost any engine from the Pine Valley map on this map. Chloe is not doing what I need her to do. She's a Shay. She's supposed to be very strong, very capable of climbing, and yet she refuses to. Also, something I'm going to do, just to make this look a little bit more consistent, run this at 0, because this should just connect up to here. Would 2.5 work better on that, actually? Hold on, because I'm trying to get it to look like it's set into the track, or into the stuff. So, if I go up to like 2 or 2.5, is that going to make me a little bit closer? No, it does. Whoa. Interesting. Because that at least looks like it's sitting on top of this dirt. Yeah, it's at least sitting on top, which is better than floating in midair. It actually looks really good. So I'm wondering if I do a 2% increase, would that look a little bit better? %, at 30, or, yeah, it's this 0.7. Okay. If I do it by 1, what happens then? Oh, it actually sits inside the dirt. Interesting. That'll work perfectly. Lovely. I feel very accomplished actually having done that. You have no idea. Basically made like a weird sandbar situation. It's not going to derail the train, but any train that does come this far is going to smash into this stuff, which might break the train. I don't think it's going to break the wall. Like, looking at this wall is pretty tough. What can I put up here? I do want something sitting here. Just as like a... I could put a lantern at the very end, like right in between these two. Kind of like as a, hey, this is your warning. You're approaching the danger zone. Please stop approaching the danger zone. Can I put a fence up here too? Not like to stop the fence wouldn't do shit to stop a train, but like it might actually look okay up here as like a, hey, we're stopping people from getting anywhere near this whole train wreck situation. Alright, how would that look down here? Not great. Right there does work. Oh. Those are a lot bigger than I thought they were. Hold on. Why are these so large? Why don't you show them as large until I place one? They're not, whether you want to or not, you're stopping now. Well, that's the whole goal. Kind of like a, hey, please stop. I mean, it's meant to catch runaways, or at least derail them. Hence why the dirt gets all weird and lifted here. It's probably not going to actually derail anything in-game. But it should hopefully cause enough drag for the wheels, at least IRL, to slow them down a little bit. That's kind of my goal here. That's why I built it like a sandbar. I think that's what they're called. It's got the little stopper here, which isn't going to stop anything. But it's also got the brick wall here that will hopefully stop things, considering it's, you know, built into the fucking ground. But we'll see. I think... Hold on. I had a really bad, funny idea, but I do like the idea a little bit too, so, like, I don't know how to feel about it. What if I had this, right? I had it here. It was doing its thing. But I had, like, another chunk of rail leading up on top of it for some reason. I think that'd be kind of funny. It'd be pointless, but at the same time, it would be kind of funny. But I won't do it. I won't do it. Like I said, this is literally the, hey, please stop section. Because, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it depends on how heavy the train is, how fast it's moving. There's a good chance that the cars are just going to smash into the train, go through the train, and keep trying to go, and kind of break themselves apart. Because a lot of the trains we use are wooden. Like, a lot of what they're made from is wood. So, like, undo that, please. Thank you. That's the one I was trying to delete. I'm glad they have an undo button now. That does make me quite a bit happier. Okay. Kind of like the warning lights, like the, hey, please don't come any closer. This is how you die. Because at night, I think you can still see that from a little bit of ways away. Hey, you can see the lights up. Oh my god, Aurora Borealis. Whoa, that's so fucking pretty. What the hell? I didn't know that was in this map. Yo. That is beautiful. I pressed the wrong button again. How did I get in there? I was just gonna do some lanterns over here by the switches. Lantern here by the switch. Feels like it'd be a good idea to have, just to kind of light up the area for the switch. Turns there. There's gotta be another point over here that I'm missing. Yeah, right back there, I see it. Barely see the whites in the dark. when the shadow's running low. The places that you know seem like memory. Can you see it from that side too? Yeah. Yeah, there's enough light cast over there that there's at least something. It's kind of obvious. And the shadow starts to glow, and the places that you know cut away the afterglow seem like fantasy. There's a light inside your soul, slowly drifting go. Alright, we'll put one there. That is kind of floating, but like maybe it's built into the wall. I don't know. And I will put one up here by the hand crank, just to kind of make it obvious. This is the water tower. That looks spookily beautiful. Dang. My other switching points over here, so we'll put that there. Yeah, whether you want to or not, you're stopping right there, hopefully. Again, I don't know if it actually works that way or not. I can hope. I can dream. Can I put this here? How does that look? Kind of makes it look like it's floating. Yeah, that's fine. Makes it pretty obvious where the hose thing is at. That's the big thing. This whole area is super dark, though. I really would like to have a little station here, but that's not what the point of this is. I could put like a little platform. No. Probably not a good idea, considering, you know, emergency stop is right here. Hey, you've officially gotten too close to the to running away. Please do stop before we have to call somebody. And I think actually doing... I'll put this one here for now. For now I'll put that one there. Oh, can I not actually place it on there? Oh, that sucks. I'll place it right here. There. I don't really know why they would want that many lamps sitting right there, but theoretically there's a reason. It's weird. It looks like actual little, like, yard lights. Like, if I had built them into the stone, it probably would have looked even better. But it looks like the stone itself had, like, lights built into it, lighting up the area. The Aurora Borealis is super pretty, though. Damn. Well, I should actually go put some lights over at the... Oh my god, I can't see. No. What am I on? The bridge? I was on the bridge, now I'm on the stone. Yeah, we're still on the stone. There should be more bridge. That was the bridge. There's one more bridge coming up. 95% certain. Yep, there's the other bridge. There's the rest of the stone. The stone... Am I going to put lanterns on every point I place? I probably should. I'm thinking about it. It would make sense too. The lanterns are kind of important. They do kind of, you know, let you know, hey, there's a switch here, so like... Also, they seem to light up better if you place them, like, floating, which is interesting, but we'll just place them on the ground, because that's where they need to live. So that's how switches work. I can't really have something hanging off a switch. Intriguing. So the game does have some sort of lighting system, even if it's just bad. Hi. Wait, where does this connect at? Back here. Yep. Okay. And then we connect up over here. It goes yep. Okay. And this should have another one here. I did forget about that for half a second. This is the balloon loop. I don't need anything on that one. This one here turns me into the... Yeah, over here. I'm also going to put some lanterns up and along the railings over here. so that people could maybe, hopefully, see what the fuck they're doing. Wow. Novel concept. The area has lights where there's work being done. And probably right about there. I don't need a whole lot of them, just enough to be like, yep, there's definitely like work being done right here. Granted, you're probably not going to see too many night trains coming through, but it's not for this stuff. Really dangerous to run trains at night. There we go. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Makes it pretty obvious that there's stuff over here. I would hate to be this guy. There's a fucking light just shining in his window 24/7. And there we go. Lovely, nice little bit of lit up area. Well, the place looks very nice, so nice and lit up like this. Very solid, very well kept. Interesting. Hold on. There we go. That looks a little better. We'll go back in the daytime though, so I can go back to working on everything. Oh, 6 a.m. is still very dark. I guess I am in a mountainous region. Probably the mountains even away on their light. Yeah, this should work pretty well, actually. This is looking pretty good right through here. This is also looking pretty good. I'm hoping that the Shay will be able to crawl up all of this. She should be able to, no problem. I have faith in Chloe. She's my girl. I love her. Mostly. Except when she doesn't do what I need her to do. And she does annoy me just a touch. But it's fine. I don't know who's coming out here to light all these lanterns. Oh, I know what I can do. Hold on. Because, like, runaways happen, right? Obviously they do. We've seen... We know runaways can happen. So, a telegraph office might work okay over here or somewhere. Like, their whole job is just, oh, hey, I come out at night and I light up the whole area. I'll put them right about here. I would like a lantern for inside of here, actually, though. Feels a lot better when I have a lantern in here. Because at night, then you can see light coming through from inside. Maybe I put a chair right here next to the fire. Can I? Or will I get stuck on it? I might get stuck on it. No, the chair should fit right here. Sort of just like a, spot where they come to rest. Yeah, that works. So I walk through. It looks really good. It actually looks like it fits inside the office even. Is this where people come to wait? Maybe? I don't know. It's fine. I like this. Very, very good. I will save though, because if Pine Valley has taught me anything, saving is important. Damn. Yeah, there should be enough space for just about any engine to get through here. Mostly. This also explains who comes over here and lights all the lanterns. Whoever mans that tower. Let us do something a little bit silly. And just, yeah, just like that. I would like to follow this mountain over here a little closer, actually. Just because it looks kind of fun, too. I'm a sucker for doing silly little things like that, so maybe I do. Yeah, what if I do something more like this? Hold on. Do like a quick turn. We'll put on, oh, I don't know. Like 38 meters. We test, we see where this left puts us. It's a little bit too close. Let's do 35 meters, we'll see. I'm going right in that thing, that looks fine. 35 meters. You know, I would love an option in the game where, like, when you're playing, you like can choose whether or not you want to have to spend money to like make tracks. I think that'd be kind of fun. Personally, I think that'd be very fun. Let's do 25 meters. That should be a little bit closer to what I actually need, I think. Especially if you've already got like track built somewhere else, because then you're not like in danger of losing money. I don't know though. That's just me. I like making games harder than they really necessarily have to be. Clearly, I mean, look at how I'm building. I jest. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, we'll just put a stopper at this end for now. Just kind of like a, hey, this is where this is going to be built to for now situation. And I'm going to go into free mode, I think. Try placing stuff through there. That might be kind of fun. Let's see here. Ooh. Already we're having a lot of fun. That is way too high. I see. Sad. So it's definitely not 25 from there. We'll do 20. We'll do 3 turns. 15? We'll try 20 first. 20.5. Then we can try our switch left tactic. I just want it to be like close to the mountain. It doesn't have to be like running on the mountain, but I would like it to be somewhere in the ballpark of this little mountain range. I think it'd look cooler. Yeah, just like that. Because then you're running right up, basically right up alongside this mountain. Like about 100 meters. Because, yeah, I mean, technically right now, I could just straight up be building with the... Oh, it's pretty good, actually. Nice. Yeah. I don't know. A little bit worried about this rock clipping engines. I don't think we will. I'm sorry, little rock. I'm not taking chances. We'll put down a couple more rocks. I don't know. Into places. Yeah, this looks pretty good, actually. Got me impressed. Nice big open area over here for like a good yard for that industry, or yard for the logging industry or whatever. You know, as you're coming up, you come across a yard. Nice big yard. Actually, why don't I start that right now? I'll put the first portion of the switches down for the yard. Because what we'll do is, well, I guess I can show you, is we'll have a bunch of switch lefts, not that switch left, we'll have this switch left, kind of all stacked up along here, as far as I can get them. So you have a bunch of, basically lanes that you can come into. I don't know if that makes sense, but it should make sense eventually. I don't think this will run into anything. It'll be a little tight. Be fine. Technically speaking, hold on. Because this is all straight right now. Mostly straight. 95% certain this is technically counted as straight. We pull this along to however far we were hoping to get on the bottom rung, which is probably going to be about 100. Maybe a little bit more than 100. Yeah, I just want to make like a long, deep cut through the valley. We'll do 200 on this bottom one. That should be more than enough for any larger bits of storage that I've got going on. So we gotta switch right from off here. That's how you, I grabbed the wrong switch right. Dang it. That's fine. We grab this switch right. So we can have these all the way here. We'll go up by... That should be alright for right there. For now. And then... have 1, 2... So I need one more on this thing. Pretty sure that should make us pretty even. Let me just grab a random switch left. Or switch right for over here. Yeah, let me need a switch left for this side over here. Yep. I remember what I'm doing now. Awesome. This should roughly be about the same height. Maybe I'm off by 1. I think I'm off by 1. Okay. Well, that's okay. So these are the switch lefts, right? Probably. It's the wrong switch left again. Then I need a switch right for here. Yes, that should be actually perfect. So this top section, you're getting... This top section will probably just be the through lane for your engines. So you got, 51 meters. That should be enough for like an engine to come through on. Just all you're trying to build here. Yeah, no, the rest of these should line up basically perfectly, just like that bottom one did. Yeah, I don't know how long that was. I'm a little curious. Hold on. This is a good little sorting yard. We'll go out of the way of the depot, but let's see, it's 88.5. 1.5. That's not bad. We'll see how long this is. I will try to divide it up pretty evenly if I can. 125, 126, so we'll say it's 126, so it's 63 meters-ish on both sides. They don't have to be perfectly even, I just kind of want them to be at least close to even. Just because it stresses me out when they aren't. At least semi-close to even. There we go. Yeah, 63 meters. And this is... I'll go back down this way. Ooh, too low, too low. Okay. 163 divided by 2 is something for a number. Hold on. 81.5. Yeah, that's fine. We can do 81.5. I love 81.5. Everybody loves 81.5. Awesome. I actually really like these types of yards where you just got like a flat, long stretch, and suddenly a little yard thing connects up to it. They're kind of one of my favorite things to build, which is weird because, I mean, they're not really all that entertaining. But, well, you know. Yeah, basically. How you doing? Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to make this section stone. Like, we'll get that 18.5 meters. And then we'll do stone. I need to go to the other side though, because I need that last switcher point thing over here. So the stone will basically just be like our, you know, hey, this is the, yeah. I know I'm trying to say that. Most of them. Another 18.5 meters of regular track over here. That's fine. Grab out my stone walls, and that'll just be how I build the lovely junk over here. 100 meters if I can. No, I can. It's just I gotta go to this side, do 100 meters, and whatever's in the middle is whatever's in the middle. And I don't technically have to build it this way. I just feel really better building it this way. Again, it stresses me out when I know the railway isn't done up very properly in the middle. Ooh, is this actually going to work? Yeah, it does. Wild. Yeah, look at that. So the stone is where your engine goes along when you're just coming straight through. But everything else here is where you go to pick up whatever cars you need, whatever train you're sorting. There's not really a station or a depot over here, but it's fine. I think we're going to make a little engine shed off this direction, though, if I can, so... Will this work? Ah, I see. Okay, if I grab this one, will this work? Yeah, that one. Okay. I don't know why I was struggling so hard there. But yeah, we'll have a little engine shed over here somewhere. Put like a low porter or something in here. Something small. Something that can just pull a couple wagons around. Yeah, we got the oil mine over here. So I don't know. I feel like we're probably going to be doing okay. Probably. See stuff coming down the line that way. When the door doesn't get in the way, you can see stuff coming from down this way too. yeah. Lovely forced stop right there. The railway goes off this way for a little bit. I should make sure we have all these sets of straight through while I'm over here. Straight through. These will turn to go straight through as well, just in case. Yeah. Then if you have another little engine up here, it just kind of sits in over here. I think it's a good home for it. And if it is a porter, like I'm planning on using, you don't have to worry too badly then about, actually like this one will be closed, thanks. That way I can just kind of run up along here. Yeah, we'll see, We shall see. I kind of want to start getting us wrapped around this mountain over here. Okay, not really what I wanted to do. It's alright. Might be able to. That's going to go right in the mountainside. So that's where I'm going to have to stop with the curve over here, which is fine. Pull this down this way. As far as I can. Try to get about 75 meters. Awesome. And we'll go through and delete those. Wondering if I can just do something a little silly, a little goofy. I've never tried this before, so we'll see how well it works. But I know the game has gotten a lot better at making curves. So game, if you could cooperate and give me the curve right there. Thank you. And I followed the entirety of the old curve. Nice. It's a nice big straight yard there, though. Damn. Looks nice. Good spot to store a bunch of cars. My hope is to start doing another curve to about here, and then we'll put another split somewhere back here in the canyon that shows this area. Yeah. I know what I'm doing, mostly, sometimes. Not really. Don't listen to me, I'm lying to you. Am I actually lying to you though? Why would I admit that I'm lying to you if I'm not lying to you? I hit the wrong thing. Keep lights and fire away. No, I wanted to bring all the fire right here. This is the oil wells. That's how you make oil barrels. This isn't going to be used for quite a while, but I will go ahead and try to get this stuff all connected up. Crude oil. What? I'm going to drag this out past by about 100 meters, just so that I can say that I did. I'm a little confused. What do you mean, crude oil? Why is there an icon over here for stuff? Oh, that's just the tank. Oh, okay. So over here is the loading unloading area, of which I seem to have a couple of on each side. Interesting. And I guess this way I can just sort of choose where I want to... I saw it for a minute. There it is. And this way I can just sort of choose where I want to have my loading gauge at. Let's just put it here. And we'll grab this. Make this one parallel over here. Oh. Why are we so much lower right here? What the hell? But yeah, I do kind of want it to look like this. That should be fine. I don't know that I necessarily need this side. I do want to have this side filled. Decisions. Can I not? Maybe I can't on this side. If I can't... Oh, I saw it for a minute. You can't lie to me. I saw it. Where was I on that? Right there. I knew I saw it. And then we'll also run this track parallel right here, roughly. Lovely. That way we've got all of our filling and dropping off points put in place. This actually looks really tight. I love this. Not like tight in a bad way. It looks good. Having the tracks all placed in makes me quite happy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because there should be enough space here even to just like basically connect these guys up to one point on one side, wrap it around the back here, and wherever we end up making a track out, in and out, is where we connect everything over here. This map is massive, and I love it. Like, all this flat area stuff down here is amazing. I need water. My throat is killing me. I'm also trying to watch the temperature of my CPU a little bit while I'm doing this. Still a little paranoid over, not yesterday, but the day before, where it just crashed on me midway through me playing. I was like, oh, okay, why though? And the game's like, I don't know, felt like it. It's like, okay, next game, love you game. Yeah, I think having one track to the meetup part here is probably the best. This is going to need to be drug out that way a little bit more, though. So something like this. There's going to be basically one lane in and one lane out. But the hope is that we'll have enough space back here to... This should... Actually, that's basically perfect. Bam. Okay, so let's grab this. I guess that would put this one right about here somewhere, right? Ah, interesting. I did not know I was using that sort of left switch. I much prefer this style of left switch. It makes me so much more happy. Yeah, that should work. Maybe a little tight, but I think I can make it work. Yeah, that should work pretty easily. That way you've got trains coming in, loading, unloading. They all kind of meet up at one point, which is a little bit annoying, but that should be fine. I'm not going to complain. Especially since I'm really not going to be in this area a whole lot. The other thing I want to do is make a point of entrance somewhere back there that we connect up onto over here. We have another track that runs along, connects up on the other side. We're going to have our main track that comes around that through that way. There's enough room to maybe put a yard off of one of these. We'll put a yard somewhere. Maybe we'll make that side into a yard. Like it's a pumping station / yard. So you just have a little siding over there. Kind of like what we've got over there, but it's smaller. So you have a little siding. You just like drop a couple cars off into. And yeah, that should work. We have options. That's the big thing. So that we do have options. I want to see if this will work though. Oh god. That's going to be interesting. Well, I would like to do a double track. I'm going to set this over here for now, just as a quick test. Let's do something like this. Yeah, that should work over here. Let's make this be the straight through. This will be my turn. I mean, these are actually at the wrong sides for turning bits. That's fine. Let's do something like that. And knock that part out there. That actually does leave me with enough room over on this side. Nice, nice. That's what I want to do. I hate that my buttons are right next to that button. It makes me a little bit mad. I'm not even gonna lie to you. $18.5 there, and also 18.5 on this side. Okay, and this will just connect up to right over there, no problem. I might run through it with Railroads Online Studio eventually here, but for now, this will work quite well, actually. But damn. Alright, nice. Because this is my way in and out. I just want to make it straight. Run a little bit parallel, so we have a parallel track going in and out of here. I think the best spot to put our entrance and exit is probably going to be back here somewhere for both of these. So like right there, so we can kind of curve up and along. Split into another like straight and turny part. Yeah. That'll be fine. We'll work it out. We have a little bit of time. And by a little bit of time, I mean quite a bit of time. I don't know where the engines are going to sleep over here. I say sleep. They don't really sleep. You know what I mean? I don't know where the engine shed's going to be. It's an interesting conundrum. I guess, technically speaking, they could... I do have a large open area over here. What I'm probably going to do is make another track. I'll connect these two tracks up, kind of like what I did over there. And we'll have them kind of pull off over there somewhere. And we'll have this track next to that track, and we'll have the giant loop that goes off that way. So this is basically just a carbon copy of that. Actually, really quickly here, tell me, how long is this piece? Because I'll just go make a second piece that long. Roughly that long. It's really hard to make them exact, but looks like about 52 meters of track. That's fine. So can I get 52 meters snuck in over here? That's my question. Will I still have space to do my loop? So the whole point of having built that over there is to have the loop. Otherwise I would just have it be a push-pull line. I think I could do it. It's gonna be interesting, but I think I can do it. The right switch. And another right switch back here. It'll be a little tight, but I think I can, with some clever engineering, just get it to go around that way. Like I said, it'll be a little tight, but I think I can do it. That'll be fine. I think it's a little bit less than 52 technically, or a little bit more on the other side, but that's perfectly fine. What I will do is I will go ahead and build one of those annoying tight loops over here. I'm hoping I have enough space. I might have to come through and rebuild a lot of this, but for now this looks pretty good. I'm currently enjoying it anyway. I mean, worst comes to worst, what we can do, assuming this doesn't work, is we can put a turntable at the end of this. So like you load up whatever cars you're pulling or whatever, and you come along on one of these other angles, you pull your trucks back that way or whatever, get on the turntable, So worst comes to worst, we know we have turntable access. I still don't know how I'm going to attach a shed over here. Maybe on, depending on how wide the curve is, I might be able to put a straight. So on the loop, there'll be a way onto like a turntable, with like a little engine shed right there. You'll have your engine sleep in the engine shed. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Now, let's get back to working on this sort of track over there, because that's the more important chunk of track. It's not like I'm completely without a way up to the logging camp right now. I do have the old route, but the old route sucks. That is me being nice about the old route. Alright. Let's go back to about 100. Otherwise, the game gets a little weird and finicky sometimes with the track. Let's make that another turn, actually. I kind of like the idea that, you know, you just sort of like have tracks doing things. It's kind of fun. Alright, so we'll drop you nearest 5 or 0. Right there. That should be fine. Do you have a giant rock right in the middle of my track? That's fine. That's now gone. Actually, hold on. I want to try doing something. It is a little bit of a silly idea, but I do like the idea, so I'm going to do it. It's easy enough to go through and fix things if I have to. What I would like to do, yeah, it's just have like a giant curved piece of track right there. It's a little bit tighter that way. That looks really good, actually. I like this a lot. It's kind of silly, but I do enjoy it. This is a branch line, so it's mostly going to be one track all the way through. Mostly. Let us go ahead and build a couple more left turns through here. Straight for a little while. We'll straight for about 50 meters. And go through and destroy all these. Oops. We'll drop a new roundel back in because I'm a sucker for the roundel, for the round chunks of track through here. It's just a lot nicer. Something I want to do, like I said, is have the track curve that way, and we'll build a joint back there, or a switch. We'll bring it up and around. We'll put another switch somewhere back here that then cuts off and connects up to both of those. Actually, why don't I do that right now? Yeah. At the very least, we'll make it so that it connects up to this one. That should be pretty easy to do. We'll do another like 18.5 meters on both of these. Actually, screw it. We'll do about 35 meters, 40 meters. I do about 50? Let's do 50. Because then I can just grab this switch track. That's the wrong switch track, but it was a good attempt, right? Good attempt. Lovely. Jubbly. Go through here, and we're going to knock up this chunk of track over here because I don't need it no more. I mean, I will, obviously, but I don't need it currently. So we'll just go back onto here. Now I'll put the new 18.5 up top there somewhere. No, we won't. I lied, because we're trying to connect it to one singular point, just like this. Oh yeah, that way all my tracks kind of connect to one little spot. Honestly, kind of my favorite one. Pulling up, you're going onto there. This looks like you're going the same way no matter what. Is it just my brain? No, because you'd have to swap onto this track Yeah, you are. Hold on. What did I do? Oh. Oh shit, that's what I did. I see what I did. Okay, it's fine. We'll fix it. I did have the right idea when I tried to grab this tool originally. I just didn't put it on the right piece of the track. Damn it. Because then, yeah, that's a lot better looking. We'll just have the curve go up to there. So you have a straight through on that curve. You have this chunk of track straight down. I'll probably remove both of those joints there eventually, but it could be helpful to be able to go from here to this track without having to go onto this chunk of the track and then back up onto that track, so we'll leave it for now. But I got a couple things I'm going to do. Number one, let's get rid of that for now. Put one there. I could make that into a runaway track, but we shouldn't have any runaways. Too bad on flat ground over here. Yeah, this looks pretty good. So is this going to be like a 90? Oh, just about 90. There we go. I was wondering why that looks so funky. It's like, oh, of course that looks funky. I have a little bit of a double track through here. That way you can have engines parked and waiting to leave while an engine's coming in, or while an engine's waiting to come in, you can have an engine going out. No, wait, that doesn't work. The engine coming in would take priority over this engine, because this engine that's leaving is going to be stuck, waiting for whatever's coming in, be it empties or fulls. Same for what's sitting here. So no matter what's coming in or out, empty or full, you have to wait for whatever engine's coming up this line first, because this line takes priority just because of how the railway is set up through here. I kind of like this. It's weirdly nice. I don't know how else to word it. I could do that, maybe. We'll see. I have ideas, but they're kind of above my station, so. I need to start going rights now. Jesus Christ. There should be more than enough room to do a bunch of right switches through here. If there's not, I'll be very mad. Mainly at the right switches. Like, right switches, why do you curse me so? I'll be like, well, you know. We thought it'd be funny. Then I want a switch rights over here. Yeah, roughly over here. I'll pull it back a couple more, but we'll do three. No, we'll do two of them back because that's all the more I can afford right now. Interesting. This chunk of the mountain is actually quite high. I didn't realize it was. Go up by about 2%. Hopefully that'll keep us. No, it's not going to keep us above water. We'll go about 35 meters and see if we can get any headway on that. Drop you back down to 0. We got 5. And 5. And then. Hold on. Where'd another 5 go? Up there? Ah, there we go. It's so hard to see that sometimes. Okay, this should work perfectly fine. It's a little bit deep right through there, but we'll see if it'll work. It should. It's not actually affecting the rails at all. It's just kind of on top of the wooden beams. We'll see. Something I might do. That would look and work better. So we'll do that. Hold on. Is A, we'll set the switch point back right here. So switch right, back here, on this nice tall chunk of ground. B, we will destroy these right switches over here that aren't going to help at all. And we will instead turn these into wooden trestle bridges. I think I have to go back from this way to that way. for it to work the way I want it to. We'll see. Yes, I do. Lovely. But I also want to have a bit of dirt track going for about 5-ish meters. And about 5-ish meters of stone. I hate the controls in this game sometimes, man. Everything is bound to my keyboard and it sucks. Anyway, we'll do that. From here, we'll grab a left joint switch. So that'll pull us off to there pretty easy. We'll grab our low 1% track. And we will run ourselves over to here, personally. It's going to say that it's a lot longer than it really is. But that's fine. There we go. Look at that. That looks really nice, actually. Like, very, very nice. Wow. Call me impressed. Okay. But let's go ahead and put a... I might turn that into a stone wall, because I don't like how that looks being all weird like that. Let's go ahead and destroy all of these, though. Lovely old switches, because I don't need to switch back anymore. I mean, I do, but... I will hit 5 because I know it's going to be annoying and run into that mountainside and be like, you can't build here. And I'll be like, but I can. I have done so. Multiple times. Why are you doing it like this? Thank you. There we go. So then this will be about 5 meters of stone masonry, and then I'll put the bridge in place. Meters. I'm gonna come up to here. First, we're gonna knock that out because I don't like that there. Grab some dirt. Rub some dirt in it. That looks fine. Actually, can I somehow? I could. I'm just trying to remember how to do it. So I want to go 5 meters this way. Then you grab your stone. My stone overlap. Yes, it does just a little bit currently. So I go another... I think I gotta go like 7 meters of dirt. I'm trying to make it look like the stonework over here kind of builds into itself a little bit. Yeah, something like that. Not quite. Looks like another 1.5 meters. Yeah. We can do that. That's fine. And then this sits there like that for now. And this comes back as dirt. This is going to be the bridge. Gotta have the nice truss work. Bridge. Thank you, bridge. That looks pretty good, actually. Just nice slope down. A little bit weird that's a bridge, maybe? Yeah, a little bit. So let's go ahead and turn it into stonework, actually. So yeah, we'll just grab stonework, build it into more stonework over there. Yeah. We'll just do stonework through here. That's fine. I did not mean to delete that. Cool. Oh, I did mean to delete that. Yeah. I am going to roll that. Don't mind. It's fine. There we go. Makes the stonework very low to the ground through here. Probably could have done it with the dirt pathway, actually. Yeah, since it's so shallow through here, we'll just do dirt ways. It should be perfectly fine. Ouch. My stomach has decided that I should be poisoned, I guess. Yeah, that looks great right to there. With that being said, that doesn't even matter anymore. That doesn't really matter anymore. I'm just going to grab dirt. And pull the dirt to there. Yeah, that looks fine. It's a little bit weird through here. Can I do stone? I'll do some stone for now. We'll test it with stone, see how it looks. If I don't like it, it's easy enough to just go ahead and rebuild it as a wood. Or dirt, what I'm trying to say. Yeah, the stone kind of looks a little bit better through here. Mainly just because of the weight of everything coming through here. I didn't really need to delete that rock. I need to delete that one though. That one's kind of in my way. Awesome. So what if I come up to here and I build an extra 3 meters of stonework. I wrap that around into the rest of my dirt work. Yeah, I like it. It's kind of cute. Makes it look very intentional. Technically speaking, what I can do, because that's... I want to make this flat. I said it was what? 3 meters? 2 meters? 2 meters of flat wall. Yeah, let's do 3 meters. Let's go back over to here and do 3 more meters. And then we'll fill it in the middle with just the regular stone. It'll be really fun. We'll have a good time. I don't know why it's connecting that way, but it's trying to. There we go. Perfection. It's such a slight increase, you can't even tell. Wow. It's not as bad as over here. Not that over here is bad, it's just over here is definitely a little bit more, like, obviously been built up to match with the rest of this. Okay, cool. That's perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and build... That looks really weird. Why does that look so weird? Oh, because it's trying to go straight, and then curve in. Well, that makes that even right there, actually. So we'll just say screw it. Okay, but I do want to have a double wide track over here, too. Intriguing. How am I going to accomplish that? Because I want to be able to have a train leaving and also, you know, coming in. Huh. What if I do something back here? Maybe not on that one exactly, because I want my switch left to be on this side. Okay, hear me out. And then I go over to here. And I say, hello, you're basically flat below, right? Well, no, you're not. I grab a switch right. And then I say, I know this is going to look weird. What if... That's not going to be enough space. But the idea is there. Let's see, another switch left to connect to up there. I lied. I want to connect to right there, but on that side. That does put me at a flat right here. It's a little bit low into the ground, but that should be alright. Destroy that. This needs to be brought through for, say, about 5 meters. Grab it to here. That's not the right one. It's a good try though, brain. Let me grab down to here. Hold on. The brain is still kicking. Mostly. Don't ask me how we're cooking. Just get mad. Okay. That looks fine. I think we're going to grab stonemason work. And we're going to run it to over there. I should not have done that. I didn't remember that those were all broken apart like that. Let's see. I need to go switch rights to go left. Yeah. Damn it. Three, 4. Technically does put us in place. but I'd also like to just grab this wall of rails. Hit 5. We're doing a lot of fun stuff right now, guys. Can I just... Oop, oop. Awesome. That'll look fine. That actually works very well. 2, 3, 4. Does mean that this is... Ooh, I don't want that. That was like painful on the eyes. There we go. Yeah, that looks pretty good actually. Engineering problems away. One breath at a time. What did this accomplish? Oh, right. So I can delete this. I don't need that part. Bring this part up to here. So that connects out to my straight. This all comes through here. And if I need to, I swap that one over. Now, these are two industries running right alongside each other on like just sibling rails, basically. Grab this, we pull this one out so that it matches about 18.5 meters. Lovely. We're going to need to drop them down just a little bit. So I would like to have this drop down quite a bit. I think it's going to be best to curve them left, at least a little bit. Curve them left. Because curving things left seems like the right thing to do. We'll drag this one out for just a little bit, about 10 meters. And I'm going to grab and delete all the curved lefts and put in my own curved left. Hold on, hold on. We're cooking, we're cooking. Slowly but surely. Awesome. That should work there. I'm a little worried about how that went off, but it's not exactly correct. Let's go ahead. Oh, we are in ones. Okay. Let's try like that for now. It's not perfect, but it should work. I might go through and delete a whole bunch of these and make them into stonework anyway eventually. Just go right to here. It's 10 meters, roughly. It's going to be a little bit less, probably. 10 meters works. So let's go ahead and knock these out, make these into stone. Just because I like the look of the stone through here a little bit more. It's a little bit too sharp of an angle to take my other nonsense out, but this should be fine. That'll connect these up, no problem. And we can just knock these out, make these both 10-ish meters of stone, right? Does 10 meters get you over this? Oh yeah, that gets you over that, no problem. Same with you, my friend. Go up to 10-ish meters. Lovely. So technically speaking, I could make this into bridges. I'm not going to, but I could. There's not a whole lot of purpose to doing so currently. Okay. So we're going to drop these, not up, we're going to go down by like 2% for quite a while. $65 brings up to 0 for 5 meters. And we build this out for about 15.5. Lovely. Then we'll do the same on the other side here. I'm going to try using the parallel tool again. I don't use it a lot, but I would like to a little bit. Yeah, that seems to lock things in a little bit better with using the 10 meters. Don't really know what changed between the two, but there's something pretty big. Flatten that one out. Flatten this one out. Awesome. I think that'll work for now. I have 2 lines of track that I'm trying to carry. I'm just going to do the one that I'm more focused on at the moment, which is my track. Because that's the regular refinery over here. That's the regular oil wells over here. I'd want to get them down to the oil refineries, which are over here. So I'd have to build them a special track that goes along down, kind of through both of these stations to get to over here. That stuff comes from all over the place. It's really hard to get to places with this area. It's fun. I'm having fun, but like it's definitely hurting my head just a little bit. That shows me where my train is, which is very funny. Let's see, it's up here, right? Yes, somewhere around here. I saw it, you can't lie to me. There we go. That shows me my switches and everything else. Oh, I see. Interesting. Weird. I can toggle the switches from the map? Since when? I'm mad now. I didn't realize I could do that. Do we want to cut across the middle of the canyon? I should probably actually try to drag us up close to the canyon wall. Looks like I got about 10-ish meters of regular straight track I could use. No. Probably closer to about 20. I'll try 25. See how it looks. If I don't like it, I don't like it. I go through and rebuild it. I kind of like this better. Especially if I'm using the walls. So I just kind of follow through here. I get a little close to some of the stuff, but I should be alright. I see. Well, interesting. We'll build another one right there. Can I do another 5 meters? I'm going to try another 5 meters and we'll slowly work our way back from there. So I want to run it pretty close along that wall if I can, even if I'm doing it this way. Oh, interesting. I see. Looks like I would be looking at doing something more like this. Yeah, this is not going to work from there. Sad days. So I think if we had it the other way, that we were doing it before, we just kind of like built it so it goes up a little bit, it'll be fine that way. Technically speaking, 2%. No, it's fine. I'm not going downhill, so I mean, I'm not going uphill with this, so I don't care too much. I just gotta make sure I'm not going faster than my brakes allow for. Oh, interesting. That's going to be derailing me if I go over that. Ah, screw it. I guess we just kind of make our way through. What a shame. What a shame. I do own the game. I've been tempted to a couple times. I haven't touched it too much. I think it'd be kind of fun to, though. Might be a good way to look at some proper detailed railways. Perhaps. Like I said, I just haven't played it yet. I own it. I think I even own the DLCs. I think. I've been busy playing this game for many a moon. I see it occasionally. There we go. I'll come through and clear out the rocks in here. I just want to be able to do this for a little while, because that sounds like a lot of fun. I've tried to. I don't understand the game very well. But no, I've got Wonders of Sodor, Derail Valley. I've got the other one that's kind of like this. I forget what it's called now. That's gonna bug me. I forget what the other one's called. In which game? This one or the other one? Derail Valley? Ah. Yeah, no, I've got a little bit of time in that one. I'll go to my Steam list real quick. Hold on. Give it a quick save. I haven't saved in a while. Let's see. According to my Steam, I've got Railroader, Railroads Online, American Railroads, Derail Valley, and I should have Wonders. Yeah, I've got Wonders as well. Yeah, no, I'm sure it is. Usually I enjoy the process of building a railway more, but my end goal eventually is to try some other railroad games. Eventually. Figured once I actually beat this one, we'll go and try something else. So, like, you know, getting to all the different industries and all the different maps. Let's go about 1.5% up, see how that looks. It's a little bit tight, but it should work. 2% works a little bit better. So 100 meters at 2% down. Do 85 meters. So 80 meters at going up. 5 of them at 0%. That should be enough to make this hold pretty steadily. For Wonders of Sodor, yeah, I've got all the DLC that released day 1, so whatever came out then is what I own. It's a good time, very good time. Let's drag you to about 30 meters ish. 30 meters is where it gets pretty obvious that we're starting to go downhill a little bit. Let's go ahead and knock out that, and knock out that, and we'll grab this. picked it up like the day after it released, so like I said, whatever was released at the time is what I own. This valley is super tall. Jesus. Okay, we'll go ahead and drop ourselves down again though. 2.5% for 60 meters, and we'll hit 5. Well, let's do 50 meters down. Then we'll do 5 meters at 0. So that should work a little bit better, I think. Let's do 10 actually. 10 will be fine. Then we'll go ahead and build out some more rail, doing a bit of that action for about 20 meters. Awesome. And we'll also grab some concrete wall. I don't know. I do own quite a few railroad games. I just haven't actually gotten to try them yet. But it'll be fun. I might try, I don't know, maybe Railroader next time. We play a railroad game, but I'm not sure. I can never understand a lot of the games. There's a lot of controls that just do not make sense to my tiny, fragile little mind. And that is me being nice to myself about that situation. Okay, let's just pull this out straight for about as long as I can. Are we still going down? Alright, well, if that's the case, we'll go down at like 0.5 for about 45 meters. Yeah, I love how this is just like sitting on top of the grass. It's great. Definitely safe. But yeah. Had I built from this direction to begin with, we would be off a much better current situation. How close am I to the depot? Just out of curiosity. Show me. Good, I'm going to come out here. I'll go up and around this farm. We'll connect up somewhere down there. Okay. That'll be fine. We can do that. No problem. Not a problem in the world. Oh. Ow. I just need to remember to make sure I have space for 2 more. Ow. Yeah. You know, I know what I'm trying to say, but like, sometimes I do have to wonder what I'm trying to say. Show me topographical. Ah. How about that? I don't think that changed anything. I didn't realize I had so much stuff turned off up here. Why do I have it set like that? Also, I don't know what any of this means. Like, is that sloping down? I guess this is technically sloping down to here, so maybe. I don't know. I do not know. I'm very confused. I'm scared. Please call somebody to come save me. So go ahead and do about 45 meters going down like this. I'll do another 5 meters at 0%. That should help. And yep, I can just go straight through for about 15 meters. Lovely. This is so low to the ground through here. Dang. Let's go up and continue copying some of this stuff for the other line. That way I can remember that I'm trying to build 2 lines at the same time. Well, right now I am anyway. Look, normally I like being able to fly, but flying kind of sucks when you're trying to move rails around. So I can't see where my rails are at to be moved. There we go. There we go. That looks alright. I don't need to go up through here. I can just literally go straight, right? Basically, roughly. Hold on. Damn it. I keep doing that. Let's see. Just a little bit, not much. Not nearly as much as I needed to for the other line. Maybe. Pull that out by about 5 meters. And then we'll keep building out straight. Until we reach, well, roughly something over here. I kind of like this look, actually. I don't know what it is about it. Something about this speaks to me. Weirdly otherworldly level. This is just a temporary piece of track for me to be able to see. Oh, we might be getting a little close. I think once we get down to somewhere over there, we're going to build a... Yeah. That'll help, just as a little temporary piece of track infrastructure. Are you going to be in my way? If you're in my way, I'm going to be really mad. It's a little tight, but I think we'll be alright. No, we're not. I lied. But it's fine. This is all just temporary anyway. 18.5. We'll just delete those. That one. Delete that one. Because this is how we're going to start having to go up again, I guess. Yahoo. Oh, I didn't, I'm surprised. Usually I do. Okay, well. Brand new piece going in. Oh, that's pretty alright. I see. Interesting. So, that's getting really tight through there for some reason. Let me pull this up. We'll only go up exactly however many I need, which does not look like a lot. Yeah, I can kind of see where the seam is right there. So I'm going to go up by about 1. one should be fine. We're gonna delete these. I'm going to go ahead and build my own right switches. So I'm going left right now to about here and here. Awesome. Amazing. Grab through here. Pull it straight for as long as I can until these roughly overlap. Yeah, that'll be fine. Let's do this. Do 15.5 at that. This should keep us pretty low, theoretically. Let's do 35 meters. I like 35 meters, so that's pretty good. We'll grab a little bit of wooden bridge. I think this is going the wrong direction, but roughly speaking, we should be about 70 meters. It is going the wrong direction. That's fine. It's fine. Let's knock this chunk out. Where is this so poorly aligned at? Let's grab you, I guess. We'll get you lined up underneath of here. Awesome. And then what if I build some 1 meter track from here to there? Will that work? That should work, right? Yeah, why is it such a wide gap from here? That is wild. Okay, that's fine. Maybe it's something about this stretch here? I don't know. There's definitely something weird going on though. If I can't get it to straighten out through here soon, I will go through and rebuild it entirely. Wherever the main source of the issue is up ahead. Which I'm sure there is one. Always is. Oh yeah, wow, wild. Why is it so far off up here? Did I not put these in correctly? I don't think I put those in correctly. It's been throwing everything else off the entire time. I think, maybe. I'm not entirely certain. It is weird that it's such a wide gap. I don't know why it is. But it definitely is. Yeah, it shouldn't be that bad, because it's right here. Oh, it's fine. We'll just put a custom wall with rail in. It's probably just too shallow of a turn on the wall with rails or something. Yeah, that looks okay. I'm a little bit weirded out by the fact that it didn't work correctly for a long time. Yeah, whatever, we got it now. This also tends to run a little bit lower, which I do actually really like looks-wise. It's just very neat. I don't really know what to tell you. I love it when a project like this has like one wall that's like super tall and the other wall's just like, no bro. Yeah, why did they get so far out from each other? Because over here it looks fine. Come back over to here, we're still fine. Right through here, we're still fine. That is really weird. I don't know why they've done that. Whatever, we'll save. Yeah, I don't know. Build one or two of these. Oh, maybe that'll work. Is going into the ground. So let's go up by 2.5. That should be enough to save us. I just want to go for about 40 meters in total, so we'll do 35 like this. Put this down to nothing. Go about 5 meters like this. And we go about 10 like this. That's a lot more than 10, but I guess I didn't say how many 10s. I just would go out and buy about 10, so, you know. Oh, I decided how much you thought I meant. Oh, shame for you. Anyway, let's go ahead and put that down and like that. That looks very, very nice, actually. Didn't want you. Pretty sure I wanted the one I actually clicked on. There we go. I think it looks okay. It's a little bit strange, I'm sure, but I'm enjoying it. Probably going to be I don't know. I was going to say I'm probably going to be in the valley for a while longer, but it looks like the way out of the valley is literally right there. And then once we leave the valley, hold on, I gotta go check. I'm going to follow along the valley ridge for a while. Why am I flying so weird? It's like my guy's drunk. He just like doesn't turn right. So it's going to take a little while because I gotta go out and around this hill still. Then we will continue down this way-ish, roughly, through this giant weird field thing, out past the farm, which, yeah, out past the farm. And we got this huge open green space. I wonder, actually, if I needed to do this at all. If I don't have to, I'll just delete this chunk and build something else. The reason I built this was because I thought I'd have to go underneath to get up to where I was trying to go, but it doesn't look like I have to. Huh. Do I? I mean, technically speaking, you know. No, if these are just going straight that way forever, or roughly that way forever, then I can build a different bridge somewhere over there. Have this just kind of go straight along. Have all these follow for a while. I don't know. I don't know yet. It might just be easiest to literally just go underneath and follow along that way. But yeah, I think I'm going to have to call it here for now. I am tired. I do apologize. I need to eat food today. I haven't yet. I've been awake for like 12 hours. So, hopefully y'all enjoyed. I know I did. I hope I'll see y'all again tomorrow. And bye-bye.